activity for today is to replace the side windows in the boat. Got to pull the screws out, see if we can get this glass off, and yeah, that's what today's all about. The trick is not to rush it, just go slow. Let the glue come apart. That's one window. And you can see they painted the back black. I don't know what the sealant is, but it's crap. And it always leaked. And what would happen is it would leak down into here, then come around and leak in. And it would end up leaking on the inside of the boat. So what we're going to do is clean all this off and get it ready to go back together. But before that, we have to cut new windows and route them and get them all ready. So we'll do that first. You can see it still has some of the sealant on it. We're going to scrape all the sealant off, get it as clean as possible. Now what I'm doing, since we're going to put another piece of glass over the top of this and use a router with a bearing to cut this, I want to make sure there's no bumps on the edge, because all those bumps are going to show on the new piece of glass. I'm also trying to be fairly careful with this piece of glass in case something happens with me cutting the new glass. That way at least I have a piece that I can put back in place temporarily. Also, I haven't checked yet, but I want to make sure that this piece on this side exactly matches the piece on the other side of the boat so that I can cut two at the same time. Okay, the next step is lay the new plexiglass on top of the old. You can see I have the old piece on the table here. I have the new piece strapped to the top of it, and I have it clamped in the corners. And the whole idea is going to be to use this router that has a little bearing on the end to cut just deep enough to go through the plexiglass, and the bearing will ride on the old piece of plexiglass all the way around. And we should get an exact copy of the original. We're going to stop right there for a second to make sure that A, it's cutting cleanly on the edge, and that it's not just melting the plastic. And we also want to inspect the bottom to make sure that that bearing is not damaging our original glass, which it looks like it's doing fine. As you can see, all of these little plastic things are everywhere, but that should scrape off pretty easy. One window cut out exactly like the other one. And now I think we might come back afterwards and run a router bit just on the edge of this, just to round it a little bit, but we'll cut out all the windows first. Use one, and it's matching one, the two middle ones, and the two front ones. The next step is going to be to route the edges to just ease it a little bit. Turn this thing on. Look, and that's pretty good. But I do think I want to sand the edge first before I do that, just to smooth it out. So we'll go with a sander like this. We're just going to smooth up the go. So this bit here has just a little curve in it, and what it does, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, is it just rounds the edge of the plastic over, just so I don't get any sharp edges, and should be a much better installation. And we'll go again. So that is one finished window. Okay, that is 6 perfectly routed out windows. All right, we're inside Latitude Adjustment, and these are the old windows on this side. And as you can see, we've taken this side out. What a mess. Actually, it's not too bad. All the old sealant is yucky. You can see, ew. What do you have going on there, Christy?
Well, I'm scraping all this black gunk off of the boat. You removed the windows, and then there was this black, tar, sticky, nasty stuff that needed to come off, so I'm scraping.
Good morning. Yesterday, I finished cutting all the windows, and let me show you a couple of them here. These are set up for the port side of the boat. You can see I've already trimmed the outsides. I put a black mask around the inside, which will prevent any visual on the outside of seeing tape or anything that attaches them. On the port side, we have removed all the old windows, and we're starting to remove all the old sealant, which is a real mess, but I think we're almost to the end of that process. And today we're going to be installing the windows on the port side. We'll see how it turns out. Alright, this is a trial fit of the windows. You can see the windows are in here. I've used this 3M fine line tape to go all the way around with about 1/4 to a 1/2 inch reveal all the way around. And this is where the black caulking is going to ooze out and fill this gap. All the way around all 3 windows. Now I tried, I don't know if you'll be able to see this with the glare, I put screws in the bottom to support the windows level all the way across the bottom. And these screws will come out. After the windows get adhered, these will come out, and then we'll caulk this edge. The next step is to go around with wider tape and tape outside here so we don't get any mess up on the gel coat.
Oh,
What?
man.
It'll clear. It's inside there.
Yeah. There. I don't want that mucking up the works.
The screws were a good idea. No way we could have got that lined up.
Ooh.
What? These are not even touching the tables. Here.
Glad you have a plan.
I don't know that it's a plan. So those are the new windows. Now we're going to let it set up a little bit. Come back, clean up the edges a little with a razor blade perhaps, and then we have to seal the inside. These are the old windows. They have like crazing on them, you can see there, maybe. And scratches and dirt and that black crap all the way around them. And then this side, which is a lot clearer.
Same color.
And we still have to come in and caulk this edge. All right, it's day 3. We're working on the starboard side of the boat. We already have the old windows removed, and Christy is chiseling off the old sealant. Good job, Daggers.